Progress.
Hey guys, it's 9 a.m. Good morning, East Coast time. So this is going to be my shortest video ever. I think I said the last video was going to be quick. It was 21 minutes. So I do think that some of these comments I get, I mean, I'm not going to do this with every comment I get, but some of them are pretty direct. This one's short and can allow me to make a quick point on something. So this guy is saying here, the Galatian era is to think that one must be circumcised and observe all the law of Moses. I just caught that right now. I already responded to this guy, but I thought my response was decent, but I'm just realizing he says to observe all the law of Moses, right? So now watch, he's going to parse out or separate the law of Moses because he's going to say, otherwise they could not be saved, right? So he thinks, one must be circumcised. That's all of the law of Moses. Like, what's this guy saying? The Galatian era is to think that one must be circumcised and observe all the law of Moses, otherwise they could not be saved. Okay, so let's keep reading. But as I said previously, I believe in justification as a one-time work of God, resulting in a declaration of not guilty before Him because of the work of Christ on the cross. Okay, that sounds good. To try and paint me otherwise dishonest. This is from a previous thread, but it's not relevant now. To think that since and then watch how he's going to change gears here. To think that since the above is true means that we can live however one wants to is the antinomian heresy. Jesus said, if you love me, you will keep my commandments. I love these people. They're so funny. So what does he think? Okay, so if he's trying to say that we must keep the commandments to love Jesus, then he's going back to all of the law of Moses, right? Because the 10 commandments, let's face it, that's included in the law of Moses. You don't get to separate laws. You don't get to do that. Okay. If you offend in one point, you offend in all. The law is an all or nothing deal. And people's ability to come to grips with this is important to their growth. Um, so I think we could collectively agree that in John 14, if you love me, you will keep my commandments, is not talking about eternal life. This is a direct dialogue between the disciples and Christ. Now, I'm not saying that it doesn't apply to us, but the new commandment is to love one another as I have loved you, right? And you can see in First John that you're going to see what the commandments are. And this unlearned person, I guess, never learned to check First John chapter 3 and verse 23, where it's going to make it pretty clear. And this is his commandment, that we should believe on the name of his son, Jesus Christ, and love one another as he gave us commandment. And notice how it says, and he that keepeth his commandments dwelleth in him, and he in him. And hereby we know that he abideth in us by the Spirit which he hath given us. So, I guess the only thing that people like this guy can think, and there's a lot of them, I would say maybe the vast majority even, they have some kind of relationship to the law. Um, this commandment they're going to say is, oh, well, this is a singular thing to do. Well, oddly enough, there's two admonishments there or two commandments there, right? It's to believe and to love one another, right? So, and we only love one another because God loved us first, right? So, um, his commandment that we should believe on his name and love one another. So there you have it. And there's also another portion in here which I wanted to get to. I believe where he says, "And his commandments are not grievous." There we go. You can say I searched that one up before. Okay, so that's in 5. Let's get to that. So let's take a look at the 10 commandments. I'm not going to go to them. We know what they basically are. Really, the 10 commandments are the moral law, though. Looking to lust, hating in the heart, both become the physical act, right? Sermon on the Mount. People want to deny that. And they want to try to say, well, no, you know, I'm fulfilling the law by not committing adultery. I'm fulfilling the law by honoring my mother and father, and just think about how much of a self-justifier you have to be to even stand by the written ordinance, or I'm sorry, the 10 commandments that are on the tablets of stone. Just take the 10 and try to apply that to your daily life and see if you're meeting even that standard. Then Jesus comes and kicks it up a notch and kicks it up like a thousand-fold by making it doable in thought. But so let's go to 5 here. And for this gentleman to say that the commandments that were written in stone are not grievous, or the Sermon on the Mount is not grievous, you're being disingenuous. You're not being truthful to say that if you so much as look at a woman to lust at her, you have already committed adultery with her in your heart. If you're going to tell me with a straight face that you can do that 24/7, 365 without fail, and that it's not grievous to you or burdensome, yeah, you're being disingenuous. I don't believe you're telling the truth. Not for 1 minute. Sorry. I'm a man. I live as a man. Sorry, that was my dryer. All right. So let's see here. It was 3, right? Yeah. For this is the love of God, that we keep his commandments, and his commandments are not grievous, right? And then let's read these 2 other verses right here, and how peaceful and how many blessings we can get from just believing 4 and 5. For whatsoever is born of God overcometh the world. And this is the victory that overcometh the world, even our faith. So remember, friends, it's your faith that overcomes the world, right? Who is he that overcometh the world, but he that believeth that Jesus is the Son of God? Rhetorical question, So you got a verse where it mentions your faith and your belief, and there you have it. And this is a short video today, so pray for one another, guys. Hopefully this, fella gets the message. I already responded to him, so I'm not going to send this video to him. If he happens to see it, he sees it. But yeah, the commandments are not grievous. So in closing, if you think the Sermon on the Mount is not grievous, you're not making a distinction between Christ's finished redemptive work on the cross and what that has given you. And it's just a self-delusion that you're keeping the law in some capacity, and you think that's going to be good enough for you on Judgment Day. And that your not guilty verdict that you get from justification is going to remain intact by your pathetic attempt to keeping the moral law. All right, guys. God bless you. Take care.